just how big of a figure has Max been in South Australian footy and for the club?
Well, Max Bashir is a giant of sports administration and particularly football. And it was Max Bashir's determination, resilience and commitment that actually saw the formation of the Adelaide Football Club. And his focus on protecting South Australian football interests from powerful Victorian football interests was a hallmark to the way in which he approached the task. A man of integrity, a man of absolute commitment, and someone with whom football in South Australia owes a great deal of gratitude and thanks for how he positioned football and its growth in South Australia.
What are your memories of him? You probably worked quite closely with him and many times, John.
Well, he was an interesting character. You knew that you could shake hands with Max and a deal was done and his word was his bond. Person of integrity, a little cheeky. He was mischievous, but always had the interest of football at heart at the end of the day. And he was prepared to take on vested interests, powerful interests in football in Victoria to protect South Australia's interest. And that is something that we'll be forever grateful for his contribution to football in the state.
How significant do you see the role he played in getting the Crows into the AFL, and how is he being remembered in that regard?
Well, clearly his role on behalf of the SANFL clubs in forming the Adelaide Football Club, he laid the foundation for the Adelaide Football Club, and had it not been for his commitment, resilience and absolute determination, the Adelaide Football Club might not be here in its current form today. And he's recognised and remembered because he's a Hall of Famer at the Australian Hall of Fame, South Australian National Football League Hall of Fame, and of course he has a part of the stand at Adelaide Oval named after him as a result of the contribution, exceptional contribution he made to footy in South Australia.
How are the Crows feeling today? I mean, there must be some sadness, of course, around.
Well, yes, there is, because he did so much for the establishment of it. He also put in place a retention scheme for South Australian players being poached by Victorian clubs. And to protect South Australian talent to remain in South Australia, he was part of the implementation of a retention scheme for South Australian footballers. So in many respects, not only from SANFL's point of view, but also as it relates to the Adelaide Football Club and our journey to AFL elite level teams in South Australia, he was part of laying the foundation for that. And he did so in a way that ensured that we would be successful in entering the AFL competition.
John, how are you and the board kind of viewing the season? 15 to first minor premiers, but going out in straight stage. How do you kind of view the season as a board?
Well, the journey's been a good journey this year, going from 15th last year to minor premiers. Disappointed with the final series. So it's been a good journey, but we're not satisfied and we've got a way to go, and we will build on this year. We will learn lessons of final series. We will look at recruiting, and we will look at our squad and continue the improvement that we've seen and put in place in recent years, continue that focus going forward.
How hard will you go in the recruiting space, and what areas will you look at?
Well, I think we've demonstrated in recent years a fairly determined, focused aspect of recruitment and list management, and we'll continue that. We'll continue what we've been doing in recent years.
With a couple of midfield, would an elite midfielder be high on the priority list?
Well, there's a number of positions that you could look at and say you'd want to supplement them. Midfielders, of course, but going into a competition with draft or trade, of course, you're not always successful in those that you're targeting. But what we will be doing is wanting to continue to improve our list. And don't forget that our list has done a good journey this year. And members of the Adelaide Footy Club, at the start of this year, if we had said at the start of the year that we would end minor premiers, I bet everyone had banked that at the start of the season. And so my point is the journey has been good this year. We've been on a trajectory upwards, and as a result of that, it's demonstrated in the finals that we've got more work to do, and we'll set about that in the season next.
Is it a priority to sign Matthew Nicks to a new contract this off-season at all?
Well, Matthew Nicks's contract goes through to the end of next year. That's not a focus for us as of today. That'll be a focus in due course.
If it was to be a new contract, would it be a long-term, or would you need to see final success before considering?
Well, we've been focusing on this season, getting through the final series. We've just completed that only a few days ago, and so we'll now focus on 26 season.